I wanted to share with you something that we just were talking about in the online Bible study that we just finished today, and it was kind of a side conversation. It really wasn't specific. It was based on just a quick comment that I made, but we had a really good conversation about this. We were also talking about it last night at the Bible study, and it is how many times Luke talks about people marveling. There's all this wonder. Zechariah, when the archangel Gabriel tells him that his wife Elizabeth is going to have a child, he's full of marvel and wonder. Mary is full of wonder when she is told by the archangel that she is called to be the mother of the Messiah. The shepherds marvel at the birth of the Christ, and all this wonderful marveling keeps going on. And we were talking about the fact that if you think about it, how we live our lives, that really humans have this innate need to marvel, to wonder at things. And this is really the most appropriate stance to take before God. Metropolitan Callistos Ware said that God is not a subject to be studied, but he is an object of our marvel, an object of our wonder. And we can see how in various aspects of human life we we seek marvel and wonder. Fireworks displays, performances, concerts, movies. I mean, there's an entire comic series published by a publishing house called Marvel. So we have this thing innate in us. And the whole created world, this is something that Paul talks about in Romans 1, that we find the signature of God, our Creator, on everything in the created world. And by reflecting on the created world, it should lead us to a sense of marvel at the Creator. If you ever find online or pick up a copy of the Akathist hymn, the Glory to God for All Things, sometimes it's called the Akathist of Thanksgiving. An Akathist is a prayer which is set up like sacred poetry. And in this Akathist of Thanksgiving, it's 12 stanzas, if you will, of marveling at the created world. And in that case, it was written by somebody who was under persecution by the communists. It was found on the belongings of a priest who had died at a Soviet concentration camp, and in the middle of all that hell, he was still able to marvel and to wonder. So we have this in us, this sense we don't just need to be thinking about God, but we need to be embracing him in our hearts and marveling at his beauty and at the wisdom with which he has created everything. That's even actually a verse from a psalm, Psalm 103 or 104 in the Masoretic numbering is a psalm of praise for God as the creator. And in that psalm we say, how marvelous, how wonderful, how magnified are your works, O Lord. In wisdom you made them all. So the created world is given to us so that through it we could enter into a sense of marveling and wondering and amazement at the Creator, standing before him in all of his beauty and glory and simply expressing and experiencing that wonder, that marvel. That doesn't mean we shouldn't be learning about the faith. We should, and that's absolutely fine. But we cannot get God trapped in our heads. We need to allow his truth and his beauty to infuse our hearts, to be able to really, really move us to that place of joy, that place of amazement at the greatness of his beauty and his wisdom. This is what we are created for. We are created to marvel at God by marveling at this amazing creation that he has put us in to be caretakers of, to be stewards of, and co workers with him building his kingdom. May each of us find that place of marvel, a place that we had as children and that we need to return to as adults, that we might see the joy of God's beauty, his presence in all things.